Thank you. You may applaud if you wish.
For being here today.
Brad Benedict, the man who modernized the spy. His heroes are hard-hitting and perform with no holds barred, whether it's with the enemy or with a beautiful woman. And finally, Rodney Duckton, the man who terrified us when we were young with such monsters as the Creeping Fiend, the Crawling Hand, and the Ghoulish Girl, and who later went on to create the Master Pride Dives of 30s, the one and only two-fisted and two-gun Jack Club.
Nothing really. Really just an extension of myself.
Oh, do sit down!
Don't I give an introduction?
And Mildred T. Maxwell, specialist in the surprise ending, woman who has kept us up at night waiting for the final page of her latest mystery.
I'm constantly thinking of a new way to kill people.
It is my idea, or rather the idea of WMT Studios,
Watch that or you'll get fired.
to combine these talents. To put a little Maxwell here, a splash of Benedict there, a dose of Duckton, a few dashes of balls, and come up with a tossed salad of murder.
Stop that metaphor, please.
This stage setting, which you see before you, is an exact reproduction of the living room of Vulture's Vault.
Does everything have to be alliterative?
From the time when buccaneers sailed the Spanish Main, there's been a house on a small island off Jamaica, which has been shrouded with mystery. That house is called Vulture's Vault. That famous pirate, Redbeard, built it with slave labor, stored his riches there, and died in the very room we have copied for you. During the 20s, Vulture's Vault was used as a storage depot for liquor being run illegally into the United States. Sold in 1931 to Morgan Fitzbee, it was the place where the multi-millionaire recluse met his unfortunate end, a knife protruding from his back.
This dialogue is terrible. Appalling.
Miss Maxwell, I am not a successful author like you. Your turn will come.
Super. If he doesn't hurry up soon, the audience will leave. Hang on, it can't get much worse.
There are reviewers out there, so it's known as a quotable line.
As you can see, we're all very informal at this gathering. Tonight, our authors will get acquainted with each other and their working methods. It will just be a little fun.
I hate games.
I rather fancy myself a critic.
Mr. Duckton.
I'm sorry.
Immediately following this show, our 5 authors will be flown to the Caribbean, where tomorrow they will travel by small boat to Vulture's Vault. There, ladies and gentlemen, they'll create stories of suspense, intrigue, and murder, a series rivaled by none in the history of television. I rather expected a little applause there.
Another copywriter's head will roll.
Do be quiet, darling. This might be fun.
Now, for our get acquainted game, the envelope, please.
This is too much.
There's waterhouses everywhere.
Thank you. Inside here are 12 slips of paper. Each slip has one word on it. That word is the motive. There are such things as lust, greed, money, etc. I shall have you, Miss Maxwell, pick one piece of paper.
I like the password better.
Then you can toss the motive around until you come up with the plot. We shall watch your minds mesh together in your first collaboration. Now, isn't this exciting?
Are we allowed to answer?
No. Then with this, and the publicity we shall get when you all arrive at Vulture's Vault, the series will be pre-sold.
So when do we start the work?
The day after you arrive. After an early morning press conference, you'll be left completely alone to create.
Wait a minute. Who creates in the kitchen? The only thing I can do properly is quiche Lorraine. Oh, what cheese do you use? Yeah, Gruyere, of course. I find it doesn't...
You will have the proper retinue of servants. Your only task is to bring back 13 plots in 3 weeks. Now, Miss Maxwell, draw the motive,
This is deadlier than a draft lottery.
and read it, please.
Murder Jason Summers. Goody.
I beg your pardon.
Just trying for a little humor.
Someone's got to entertain those people.
It says jealousy.
As original as Sarah.
Perfect. Now I'll just disappear over here and you can start plotting.
I can't just sit here and think up a good plot. I always did my best work in the early morning.
I had to slouch in a chair for weeks before I come up with something workable. If you just want to go outside and have a smoke or something, we'll just ring a bell and leave the jealousy club.
I'm jealous of anyone who isn't here.
I have an old plot that's been kicking around for some time. I'll give it to you and then we can toss it around.
How's that sound?
Well, here goes. I hope none of you came to get in here. Oh, then they're getting their money's worth. Now, all I have worked out in this plot is the middle and the... Oh, by the way, I hope you all read my books. They're available in paperback, you know, unless, of course, you prefer hardcover.
Miss Maxwell, please. No commercials.
All right, dear. Now for my plot. We have the usual man who's married a woman for her money. She is rich, prominent, and a bitch. Oh, am I allowed to say words like that?
Censorship is a new law. However, on this show we would simply call her a bad woman.
All right then. The wife is a bad woman. She is tired of the husband and decides to divorce him, leaving him with nothing. So naturally, this being a murder story, he decides to kill her.
Oh,
It's been done to
I
death.
realize this is all very usual so far, but Mildred C. Maxwell always has surprises up her typewriter. Now, oh dear, I can't tell stories well. I wish you could all see them as I do.
Oh, but they can, Miss Maxwell. Just use your imagination. Describe them, and we shall see them as you do.
I'll try. The husband plots out murder most ingeniously. He has gotten hold of an old ne'er-do-well classmate or a third cousin or somebody and has pegged him to be an accomplice. Now this husband, we'll call him George, had better be good-looking and in a nice suit. And that's right, that's perfect. Isn't imagination wonderful?
That is an appallingly bad suit. The cut is
this
all.
is her story.
He is nice-looking. Oh, I forgot. He has broken his arm. That's the most important plot point. Now for the ne'er-do-well. He is, of course, ne'er-do-well looking. Ah, yes, that's the ne'er-do-well. Perfect. Now, George has just finished plotting his intriguing murder. He says,
That's all you have to do. Here's your plane ticket to Chicago, made out in my name.
You're sure nothing can go wrong?
I've worked out even the smallest detail.
I haven't yet, of course, but I shall.
You wear a cap and a sling, and I'll make you immediately identify you. Get on the 11 o'clock plane, slouch down in your seat, and pretend to sleep all the way. No one will pay attention to what you look like. Just say you have a broken arm. Tomorrow, 80 some odd passengers will swear it was on flight 752 at the time of the murder.
Now, let's hope so.
It's foolproof. At 11:30, while you're somewhere between New York and Chicago, I shall get rid of Clark. There's nothing the authorities can prove. I was the one with the best motive, but I was apparently 30,000 feet above ground at the time it happened. Perfect alibi. I shall take the 12:30 flight to Chicago under an assumed name and be there when Martha's body is discovered. She'll be properly shocked. Attend the funeral as a dutiful husband should, and inherit the estate. Oh, so did I. There's not a thing Ricardo will be able to prove.
Ricardo is the new man.
Oh yes, Martha always has a new man ready, willing, and young.
You sure they can't connect this in anyway?
How could they? We haven't seen each other in 15 years.
There's only one thing you're forgetting.
Which is?
The money.
It's all here.
I'll be thinking of you at 11:30 tonight when I'm on the plane.
And I'll be thinking of the future.
As I said, I have also worked out the climax at 11:30 that night. Martha, the wife, is at home. That'd be lovely, but a trifle hard-looking. I suppose she'd best be dressed in formal wear. They always seem to be. Now, suppose she's on the phone with this Ricardo.
Yes, Ricardo's on.
Wait a minute. I need more atmosphere. Soft music and counterpoint to the scene we know is about to come. Can I have a radio?
Anything you wish. Radio!